Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by rolling hills and dense forests, there lived a curious boy named Jack. Jack was no ordinary child. He had an insatiable thirst for adventure and a knack for finding trouble where none seemed to exist. His mother often warned him, "Curiosity can lead you down strange paths, my boy." But Jack's heart always followed its own drumbeat. One crisp autumn morning, as golden leaves danced in the wind, Jack decided to explore the woods behind his home. The forest was alive, with rustling branches and chirping birds. But something unusual caught Jack's eye, a faint glimmer beneath a patch of brambles. Pushing aside the thorny vines, he uncovered a single, peculiar bean. It wasn't like any bean he'd ever seen. It shimmered faintly, as if it held the light of the stars within it. Intrigued, Jack pocketed the mysterious object and hurried back home. That night, under the glow of a crescent moon, Jack planted the bean in a flower pot on his windowsill. He watered it carefully, whispering softly, "Grow strong, little bean." To his astonishment, by dawn, the bean had sprouted into a towering vine that stretched high above the rooftops, disappearing into the clouds. "What magic is this?" Jack gasped, climbing onto his chair to peer out the window. The vine pulsed with life, its emerald leaves glowing faintly in the early morning light. Without hesitation, Jack grabbed his satchel, filled it with bread, cheese, and a map, though he wasn't entirely sure where he was going, and began his ascent. The climb was long and treacherous. The vine twisted and turned, sometimes narrowing to a precarious ledge, other times widening into platforms adorned with strange flowers that hummed softly when touched. Along the way, Jack encountered wonders and dangers alike. Once, he narrowly avoided a flock of shadowy crows whose feathers dissolved into mist when they flew too close to the sun. Another time, he crossed a bridge made of spider silk so fine it nearly vanished beneath his feet. Hours turned into days as Jack climbed higher and higher, until finally he emerged from the clouds into a world unlike anything he had ever imagined. Before him stretched a vast, enchanted kingdom suspended among the heavens. Rivers of liquid silver flowed through fields of luminescent flowers, and great stone castles floated gently in the air. Birds with feathers like rainbows sang songs so beautiful they made Jack's heart ache with longing. But what caught his eye most was a colossal tree at the center of the realm, a tree whose branches seemed to reach infinity itself. As Jack wandered closer, marveling at the wonders around him, he encountered a peculiar creature guarding the base of the tree. It was neither man nor beast, but something in between, a being with antlers, crowned with vines, and eyes that glimmered like starlight. "Who dares disturb the sacred grove?" the creature rumbled, its voice deep and resonant. "I am Jack," the boy replied bravely. "I came seeking answers about this place and the magic of the bean." The creature tilted its head, studying Jack intently. "Few mortals have ventured here," it said. "Tell me, why do you seek knowledge?" Jack thought carefully before answering. "Because I believe understanding brings strength. If I learn the secrets of this land, perhaps I can bring hope to my own village, which struggles under hardship." The creature nodded slowly. "Very well, young one. Prove your worth, and the tree may grant you wisdom. But beware, the path is fraught with trials." With those words, the creature stepped aside, revealing a narrow bridge leading toward the tree. Jack took a deep breath and crossed, entering a labyrinth of challenges designed to test his courage, wit, and compassion. In the first trial, Jack faced a river of molten gold, guarded by a fiery serpent. Its scales sparkled like rubies, and its eyes burned with intensity. The serpent hissed, "None shall pass unless they prove themselves worthy." Thinking quickly, Jack noticed nearby reeds swaying rhythmically in the breeze. Using these as makeshift oars, he crafted a raft from fallen branches and drifted safely across the river, avoiding the serpent's flames. In the second trial, Jack entered a garden of thorny roses that spoke in riddles. Each bloom whispered a question, its voice sweet, yet piercing. One asked, "What has roots unseen, yet reaches for the sky?" Another queried, "What grows smaller as it grows larger?" Jack listened closely, drawing upon memories of stories told by his grandmother. He answered each riddle correctly, earning the trust of the roses, who parted to let him pass. Finally, in the third trial, Jack met a wounded phoenix lying near a pool of crystalline water. Its plumage was dulled, and its wings drooped heavily. Though tempted to rush onward, Jack stopped to help. Using herbs from his satchel, he tended to the bird's injuries. As the phoenix healed, it transformed into a radiant creature once more, its feathers blazing with colors brighter than sunrise. Grateful, the phoenix gifted Jack a feather imbued with healing powers. When Jack reached the base of the great tree, its roots hummed with ancient energy. A voice echoed from within the trunk. "You have proven yourself worthy, Jack. What boon would you ask of me?" Jack hesitated, then said simply, "I wish to carry a piece of your magic back to my people, so they might know hope and prosperity once more." The tree chuckled, a sound like distant thunder. "Your kindness shall be rewarded." With a flash of light, a single seed fell into Jack's hand, pulsing with warmth and promise. As Jack descended the beanstalk and returned to his village, he planted the seed in the central square. Within days, it grew into a magnificent tree, bearing fruits that cured illness, flowers that brought joy, and leaves that shielded against storms. The villagers marveled at the transformation, and soon, their lives were filled with abundance and happiness. But Jack's journey didn't end there. Over time, he discovered that the magic of the tree extended beyond material blessings. It fostered connections between neighbors, families, and even strangers. People began sharing stories, helping one another, and working together to build a stronger community. Jack realized that the true power of the magic lay not in what it could create, but in how it inspired people to care for each other. Years later, when Jack grew old and gray, he sat beneath the great tree, with his grandchildren gathered around him. They begged him to tell the tale of his adventures, and he smiled, recounting every detail: the climb up the beanstalk, the trials he faced, and the lessons he learned. "You see," he concluded, "magic isn't just about spells or seeds. It's about believing in yourself, trusting others, and making the world a little brighter for everyone." From that day forward, Jack became known not just as a brave adventurer, but as a bringer of light and renewal. And though he continued to explore the world beyond the horizon, he always remembered the lesson he learned atop the Cloud Kingdom. True magic lies not in power, but in the willingness to share it with others. And so, Jack's story became a legend told for generations, inspiring all who heard it to embrace curiosity, courage, and kindness in equal measure. The end.